Welcome to a rapid fire edition of Trust the Tape, everybody. Hello, my name is Jeff. And right there is former Cowboys scout, man with the Super Bowl ring, the great Bryan Broaddus.
Hey, Bri.
Hey, Bri.
Morning, Jeff.
Combine time, baby. Do you still love the combine? Do you care about the combine? Do you like the combine?
Absolutely love the combine. I can't believe that I'm here in Arizona watching baseball when people on my station who like baseball more than me are watching the combine. So one day we'll get this straight. One day we'll get it straight. But yeah, no, I missed the combine. Big time news coming out of the combine with Carter's foot, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was telling people last night. So there's big news about Abdul Carter, and then there's been follow-ups to the big news. So we can go through all of it. But
go ahead.
I told people last night, you can't use a top 11 pick on Abdul Carter right now because he has a stress reaction in his right foot. And I just think that's too risky for anybody with a top 11 pick. I think
somewhere what you're doing.
I think somewhere right after that is about the time that you should consider Abdul Carter. Yeah, so stress reaction in his right foot. And he was going to have to decide soon whether to have surgery. This is all Adam Schefter stuff. And they said after further scans on his right foot, surgery is not advisable and that he'll work out at his pro day. And Drew Rosenhaus says, I couldn't be more confident that this will be a non-factor where he's drafted.
Yeah.
He will put on a show at his pro day. But are you worried about Abdul Carter's foot? I hope 11 teams are terrified.
Yeah, I think that you have to be very mindful. Is this something that is going to be something he's going to deal with in the future?
No.
Yeah, the Cowboys are, in a situation right now where, they look at, remember what's gone on with Tank Lawrence and every time that his major injuries were foot problems, and that's something that, you have to be able to play on your feet. You have to be able to be confident that, the bones and stuff in your foot and areas of your foot are going to be healthy. And so is this something that they're going to determine that, the repair helps and everything's back to normal? Or is this something that there is an area in his foot that he is, now he's just finding out that he has a little bit of a problem of? This is the beauty of the combine. This is the beauty. These players now realize, wait a minute, I've been playing with something like this for a couple of years.
Man, I should have skipped the combine.
Yeah, I mean, and this is why the medicals are so important, because you do find out information about these kids, because scouts nowadays going through these schools because of HIPAA laws don't get all the medical information. There was a time when I would go to a school and they would hand me a packet of all their seniors and all their medical information, and I would just carry it back to the trainers and drop it off. And no, these kids are really, you're seeing them, for the first time. Some of them do carry x-rays with them. Some of them do carry some charts, but these doctors are really they're putting them through MRIs. They're asking for x-rays of certain body parts. They're doing a thorough investigation of these players. And, this kid could have been dealing with this for a while now, and it just never showed up. So hopefully everything's okay with him for sure.
Do you think that if you and I went to a doctor and they tested us like they're testing these guys at the combine, we'd find out we have a bunch of stuff we don't know about?
Oh, no question. No question. Yeah. I mean, I have a right shoulder that I know is a problem from lifting crawfish pots. My left elbow is not good either because of crawfish pots, picking up, 100 quart pots and moving them around and stuff. Yeah. My shoulder is not, I throw a football, throw a baseball. No, not at all. Because I know that my elbow's jacked too. So yeah, there are things that you find out. I remember a very famous story, if I could real quick, Jeff. Eric Dickerson, the running back from the Rams, he was in Atlanta. We traded for him when I was in Green Bay, and we did a physical on him in Green Bay for the trade. And they found the spine, the narrowing of the spine.
Spinal stenosis.
Stenosis, yeah. And he didn't even know he had it. He did not even know he had it. And he's like, our doctor was like, listen, this is something I wouldn't deal with right now. And he's like, well, I guess I'll retire. And he did. and he didn't even know it. He played all those years and just had never had anybody look at that area. And, but man, there's a lot of things going on, but these players, these doctors are, and they all work together, man. All the teams work together on these medical things. They really go through these players pretty extensively.
So I guess I don't even know, like, stress reaction. I've seen the word stress fracture. Is that the same thing? I don't know. So I don't know exactly what Abdul Carter's thing is. And obviously his agent is going to say that everything's fine. But the fact that they're saying he's not going to have any sort of surgery with it, et cetera, I would imagine he's still one of the top 3 picks. But if not, do we just have to Google a bunch of things before we confidently announce that I would love if Abdul Carter made it to 12? Like,
I mean,
he could have 1 foot, and I'd probably pick him at 12.
To be honest with you, I've reached out to, I know several trainers and doctors around the league, and so this is, this was news to me, and so I'm on the hunt right now. I'm sorry we don't have it for our program this morning, but man, I'll surely get to the bottom of this when we reconvene on Monday and talk about it some more.
How common is it that people have crawfish injuries, you think?
You know what? I think that there's probably a lot smarter people out there than me that don't like try and move 100-quart pots around that are full. I just, it's never been something that I've never been a smart guy. And I just, you see me, Jeff, I just move the stuff around and don't even think about it. And when you're 61 years old, you probably shouldn't be moving 100-quart crawfish pots around. So my right shoulder is gone. I mean, completely gone.
I have 2 torn rotator cuffs and a bum knee. I love it. Put me out there, coach. I'm ready.
There you go.
Everything hurts. Why are people tweeting me that Mike Florio said on your station the Cowboys are trying to trade for the number 1 pick?
Did he say that? I haven't heard that this morning. It's funny because the morning crew is at the combine, and so they might be visiting with Mike. I'm just getting my day started out here. So
I got a couple of tweets from people who are like, any truth to the Cowboys trying to get the number 1 pick from the Titans, and I'm like, where did you hear that? And they said Florio apparently on the Fan, and I'm just like, no comment, but I think that if he really thought that, he would have written it, and I don't see it anywhere. So I'm just going to tell you guys, no, I don't think so. If the Cowboys had the number 1 overall pick, what would it be for? If they were trying to get to number 1, just for the hell of it, what would be the player? Travis Hunter?
I think they'd take Hunter. I
don't think you're trading up for a corner. I don't think you're going from 12 to 1 for a corner.
Jerry, one of the biggest trades that Jerry made moving up a board was for More Claiborne.
Yeah.
He went from 18, I believe, to 6. On that trade.
Yeah. And this corner could be a receiver. He'd be your second best receiver too. All right, then I'll say absolutely. There is smoke to this fire. And any second now, Mike Florio is going to fire off a story that says the Cowboys are actively trying to trade up for the number 1 overall pick.
Well, our friend Lawrence here, he said, he said the Cowboys talked to the Titans about it. He said he has not verified with Cowboys. So
it's not verified. He said the Cowboys talked to the Titans. So Florio's just doing Florio stuff, and that's fine.
Well, if you tie the Cowboys, into stuff, that's usually pretty good business for some, we're really doing something here. But I would say that it's probably, if they were to go, I would say they're probably going for Hunter.
I would say if they go, it's for Cam Ward.
You know what? I would consider that. I'd absolutely consider that.
How early in this draft, if the Cow, because Steven mentioned it, that Cooper Rush is going to be too expensive and Trey Lance is done. How early in the draft would you be shocked if they took a quarterback?
I'd be shocked like in the 3rd round because they don't have a 4. I think they're earmarking one of their 5th round picks to do this.
Okay, so just a random guy to throw in the mix and hope he can be a backup quarterback at some point.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of kids that you can.
Have you watched quarterbacks?
I've seen the top ones. I was waiting for film. I think I got all the film I need now to do this. But what I've done is when you watch other positions, like if you're watching, Miami has an offensive tackle that needs to be a guard. And I've seen him on some of the mock drafts and stuff like that. But that's where you get when you get to watch Cam Ward. Rivers is the guard I'm thinking of, by the way. Or he's a tackle at Miami, should be a guard. And so that's how you kind of see. And then if you're watching some defensive backs play Colorado, you kind of get Sanders. I would take Ward over Sanders, me personally. That's just looking at this, like, catching glimpses of their film. Again, that's just a complete, just watching a little bit of it at a time. But the full study, I think there's some really, really good things about Cam Ward.
Oh yeah, he's freaky.
I mean, when you watch him, I was watching a game they were playing against Louisville, and he got out of some things that I was like going, whoa, how did that just happen? And make an accurate pass. And listen, Arroyo, the tight end from Miami, had done nothing in his career. That kid rolls into town. Now we're talking about a 4th round tight end. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this kid will make you better. There's no question about it. It'll make you better.
I'm trying to remember who I was watching yesterday, but it was somebody playing against Georgia. And I watched like 3 Carson Beck passes in a row, and I was like, undraftable. And then I saw like 3 more later, and I'm like, good player. It's like, all right, looking forward to watching these quarterbacks, because he had some. Who was I watching? I watched a bunch of linebackers yesterday. I bet I was watching the Oregon linebacker Bassa.
Yeah,
I think that's who I was probably watching. Or no, I also watched the Georgia wide receiver yesterday, the one that's going to run real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Smith. He's not really good at football, but that sucker can run real fast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's fun catching the quarterbacks as you're not trying to watch quarterbacks.
Oh no,
this guy sucks.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Ward's fun, dude. Ward can freaking sling it.
I would absolutely consider him over the others. I could say I think there's some. I think it's going to be. I'm interested to see those 3rd and 4th and 5th round guys. Minnesota's got a quarterback. Memphis has got a quarterback. Indiana has a quarterback.
Dude, Dylan Gabriel, when I'm not watching quarterback, but I'm watching Oregon, that sucker just puts the ball exactly where it's supposed to go.
He's super accurate. Yeah, and I think he's going to measure under 6 foot though.
Yeah, it's fine. That's my guy. If he's sitting there in the 5th round, I'll take the guy who's too small, his arm's not big enough, that's really good at playing quarterback. That's my guy. I'll take him.
Yep.
Dirk did drop a couple of bucks, and he's asking for an F-bomb today. You don't have to.
And I really appreciate that. My mom watches this show, and so my mom will text me. She goes, "Love the work you and Jeff are doing." And so for my mom, I can't do that today. I apologize. I'll make it up one day. I promise.
And for that reason, he's out. Yeah. I'm going to ask you the question that I asked everybody yesterday on our show, the DLLS Cowboys show. Hold on, my computer's thinking. There we go. If you had to guess today, February 27th, who would you love to hear their name called at number 12, and who do you think will be the name called at number 12? It's just February 27 guess. You're not going to be held accountable for this.
Yeah.
Pre-combine, who would you love to hear their name called, and who do you think their name will be called?
I would love them to get Ashton Genty. Okay. I really would. I think the name that might be called is McMillan.
Tet McMillan?
Yeah.
Boy, I'm going back and forth with how I'd feel if the name was Tet McMillan. And I think I'd be fine. I'd be fine. Mm-hmm. Me and the big wide receiver, we fear each other these days.
This kid's a great athlete.
Is he?
He's an all-star volleyball player. Yeah.
I mean,
go look at his history. This kid's got a lot of kid's got a lot of athletic traits to him, man. He turns 50-50 balls into 80-20 balls.
That part I agree with. Yeah. He got a big catch radius. He's big. Yeah. I do like him. I like him. I fear the big receiver.
Well, I would rather miss on a big receiver than I would John Ross or guys like that. the little guys. I would rather miss on a big receiver than I would a small guy.
Yeah, I think I agree. And I have him as wide receiver 1. I'm a little bit scared of all of them not named Ibuka. And then Ibuka, I'm just
All right, let me
scared.
ask you a question. Let me
Yeah.
ask you a question here then.
Yeah.
Put these receivers, and I think you might have tweeted this out because the guy asked us the question. You said all these receivers would be behind every receiver you had in last year's draft in the first round. Is that right?
That is correct. Yeah. I think every one of them would have been drafted after Brian Thomas Jr. That's what I think. Yeah. I think
I would have gone, I would have put McMillan after Neighbors. I had Neighbors and our Ohio State Harrison kid. And then I
would have had Ted McMillan ahead of Rome Odunze.
I would have.
Okay, then you would. I think then you would be happy at 12, right?
I'd absolutely the way you asked me the question, and I didn't have to give it much thought. I didn't have to give it much thought at all. I would be happy. I'd be very happy with McMillan playing here. I think that he is you look at Arizona, they've had some success. They lost their coach. He went to Washington. They kind of fell back a little bit in the Big 12. They had a freshman quarterback playing. And that freshman quarterback is a good player, but a lot of it had to do with McMillan. And my number one corner on the board is that kid from Colorado.
Yeah,
watch McMillan just tear him up.
Yeah,
that's the kind of stuff that gets my attention. If you're telling me good versus good, and the one of the best corners I think in the draft, and this guy's just tearing him up, catch after catch after catch after catch. Got to kind of get my attention on that a little bit.
I think that lines up really well with the Cowboys if no receiver goes in the top 11, because you're looking when I'm looking at it, the number of names that I feel good about at 12 probably pushes him up even further for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because Simmons, the Ohio State offensive tackle, patella things are weird.
Oh yeah.
Probably an offensive lineman will be gone, at least one. And so who is the next one? Maybe two will be gone. Mason Graham will be gone. Abdul Carter will be gone. They might be. I should probably be more excited if that's the pick.
They might take Campbell here is what they might do.
Which Campbell?
The LSU tackle. Yeah.
I'd be good with that.
Yeah.
I'd be good with that. I would be good with would you be okay with Tyler Booker, the Alabama guard?
At 12?
Yeah. In this draft.
I actually have Jackson over him.
Okay. Would you be okay with Jackson at 12?
I would probably say so. Sure.
Okay. What a weird draft.
No, it is.
That's not the 12th overall pick, but
no,
what a weird draft.
Like I say, do I feel more comfortable at taking one of those guards? I don't think you're going to be able to trade back, to be honest with you.
Because everybody's going to want to.
No, everybody's going to trade back. And the thing about it is, though, you've got scouts telling people now that the 15th player is the same as the 50th player. You think people are going to want to trade up if they feel that way?
No, you need somebody who disagrees with that, obviously. You need somebody who who would be the trade up guys. Like maybe one of the top pass rushers. Maybe somebody likes the Pierce more than I do. Maybe somebody. It's a weird year to try to trade up, because I don't know what you're trading up for.
That's what I'm saying. If
Carter,
you're
Graham and Hunter.
It's real easy. It's real easy to be able to sit there and say, okay, just trade back. And in reality, trading back might not even be a possibility.
Right.
I mean, it's not even because if the league says to me, the 15th player is just the same as the 40th guy or 50th guy, whoever they say, they're telling me right now that they're comfortable with everybody right there just picking.
Yeah.
They're not interested in, they're not interested in your pick. And I would be interested to see who comes sliding. What if Carter does slide down the board?
Oh, I'll pick him in a heartbeat. I mean, if we don't have to cut his foot off,
but that's what I'm saying.
I'm not trading back. I'm keeping him.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That if somebody like Carter were to slide, somebody's going to jump. Somebody's going to jump for that, right?
Yeah, he's mine. You can't have him. You ain't taking my pick for it.
Well, but the thing about it, somebody might trade ahead of you. Well, San Francisco might take him at 11.
Yeah,
so.
Now we just take Omarion Hampton. It's no big deal. Just do what Mel Kiper had us doing.
I like Johnson better than Hampton myself, but they're right there. I mean, like I say, those guys to me, that's more to me. Like I do think there's a possibility that those guys are gone. I think Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft that he did, where he had, and we don't know where Johnson went because he didn't have a second round, but all those guys, Genty was gone, and Henderson was gone, and Hampton was gone.
We'll be fine, Brian. We'll be fine, Brian. I mean, I got no problem with Genty at 12. I do think he's that good. I would be totally fine with that. And if not, I'm also not going to freak out when other running backs come off the board because I'll just remind myself they're running backs. We'll be fine. We'll figure it out. We'll take the Oregon guy.
Okay. Well, okay. But, you're dealing with the team. We're covering a team now that they're talking really bold about wanting to run the football, and what you want to do, Jeff. And if you have an offensive line, if you're comfortable with
their line's not good enough for them to be talking that way. If they really believe that, they need to be worried about their line before they worry about the running back.
Okay. And the last time they did this worry about the line bit, we got a guy that wasn't mature enough to handle the position.
Well, they got to ask me who to pick. Yeah. Obviously, they picked a guy that I think we both would have agreed that we'd have told you if that guy's playing as a rookie, he's going to have some problems. We got to sign people. That's what free agency, you can trade. There's so many different things you can do. You could pick Genty and be serious about running the ball. And their line's not bad. Like Rico Dowdle didn't get over 4.5 a carry behind a bad line.
No,
if you give Ashton Genty the exact same scenario Rico had on every play, Ashton Genty gets more than 4.6 a carry because he's a better football player. So maybe, I don't know, maybe their optimism about that is okay. I just don't feel like over the course of an entire season that if you're running out Guyton and Hoffman or Bass and Steele, that you're going to be like, hell yeah, we've got us a real good line.
You're really, if you play that way, you're really banking on your coaches getting things done.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Ashton Genty will save it. It'll be fine. Be fine.
What if Ashton Genty's not there? Are you going to be happy about that?
I'll be fine. This is
no. I mean, literally. Will you be like? Would it be like you dodged something there?
No.
Okay.
No. Yes, I'm the running back hater of record. Blah 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 blah.
There'll be people. There will be people and maybe even in the Cowboy organization that don't want to take Ashton Genty. That if he were to go, so.
No. I get it. I know that there are people who it's just no running back, no matter what. It's the first round. You can't do it. And that's fine. I'm looking at this particular draft class and if it's, you're at 12 and it's okay. Are you going to take, you want to take a premier position? All right. Then you're taking Josh Connerly, offensive tackle, or you're taking Michael Williams, who I wouldn't mind that pick either. But it's like you're picking between flawed things or the stud running back. And I have no problem taking the stud running back. If he's gone, I'm cool with that because I don't love taking running backs in the first round. If he's there and they pick him, I'm cool with that because I don't love the top 12 of this draft class. And I think Ashton Genty's incredible. So you can't hurt me. This running back can't hurt me. I'm fine either way. Adam's in the super chat. We can't miss on the first round for a third year. I would use third round pick to trade up to 8. If any blue chip slips down. I just don't think there is blue chip. Even
is there a blue chip at 8?
No, the blue chip is Abdul Carter with 2 feet.
And by the way, I saw
Mason Graham.
I saw in the chat somebody named Cowboys, nice name there for your header, was kind of complaining to me about shut up about Tank's feet.
Drop an F-bomb on him.
No, I'm not going to do that. The point I'm trying to make is he has a foot problem. It's happened twice. It's not something the injuries that have taken Tank out have been the foot injuries.
Yeah.
That's what's taking him out.
Yep.
That's the point I'm trying to make. If you have a foot injury, and then he or she was complaining about, well, Dak's hurt far more. Okay. Dak suffered some catastrophic injuries along the way. But yeah, my point is, if you have a foot problem, it is something you deal with your entire career. But you need to change. You need
picking it up.
Exactly. But you need to change your name. Put your name. Don't be Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. He's getting cranked up now.
No, just stand on it. Stand up. Put your name on these things. I put my name out there every day. Every day I put my name out there. So go ahead.
Brian, I got to go to work.
Now this is a hot dog bun.
All right, Jeffrey.
That's my hot dog talk for the day.
Let's draft running backs. What do you say? Let's go.
Let's draft two of them. Shit, let's have fun. I didn't give you an F, but I did give you an S there.
I wish I covered John Snyder's teams in Seattle. And that man will draft some running backs now.
Well, I'd draft every running back, and he'll bench his quarterback if he throws a pass. All right, Brian. Check him out on 105.3 The Fan and everywhere.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
And I'll see you guys in a little bit on the Dallas Cowboys podcast.